Well, collectors, here we are again. Welcome to DCT 133. And I'll bet you're saying, I think I recognize a couple of people that are there. We have to first introduce Michelle, our excellent bartender. Thank you for coming, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Are
My
you
pleasure.
looking for tips? Or
No, never.
Never? Oh,
No
okay.
tips.
That means she wants $1,000. I got it. And you guys remember Barry Smith? You guys were here a month or so ago, I guess,
About a month
something
ago.
like that. Yeah, and we had a lot of fun with it, and a lot of people wrote in that they liked it and wanted to see you back. So here you are. That's great.
Always a pleasure.
It's wonderful. Everything would be great if I just had a drink, though.
All right.
Is it possible to get a drink?
Yep. Bob, are you ready too?
Yes.
I guess everybody's ready for a drink. It's early, guys. But... You drinking something, Bar?
I am.
Yeah.
I have to get my own.
You got some Warsteiner or something?
Yeah, I got a little story to tell about Warsteiner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, tell us.
So, here's a shout out to all my friends in Germany. A lot of people don't realize this, but Warsteiner is actually a town. Well, it's not.
Right.
It's Warstein.
Uh-huh.
The beer is called Warsteiner.
Warsteiner makes sense.
And I've actually been to Warstein. It's a very nice city. And I met a Knight's Cross winner there who I corresponded with for maybe 20 years.
A Knight's Cross winner?
Oh, yeah. Willy
From
Unger,
Warstein.
his name was.
Wow.
And he was a super guy, really. He had 22 kills during the war. I think 19 of them were four-engine bombers. He wasn't messing around. He was
Was he a 109 pilot or a Stuka? Or?
Focke-Wulf 190.
Oh, cool.
There
190.
you go.
Thank you.
Let me just look at that myself. Oh, yeah. Wow, he's a cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a seasoned guy. He's
You
been
better
when
believe
you
it.
see
Yeah.
that, he's been. Yeah.
There he is right after he received his Knight's Cross.
Is this
I actually
me?
stayed at
Thank
his
you.
house a couple
Need more
times.
ice?
Does he have oak leaves on there too, or is that just
No, just the Knight's
just
Cross.
kind of looks
That's
like
a
it.
soda?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a sir.
And
Thank
what's
You're welcome.
amazing is that he still had all of his awards, even his visor cap.
Kind of tilt it a little towards me. Yeah.
How old was he when you met him, Bar?
He
In
would
his
have
80s, I guess.
probably 70s.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was not real old
Yeah, I
then.
met him back in the early 90s.
Who's that? Your kid?
It's a long time ago.
Did he still
Yeah.
have
Look
his
how
Knight's
young
Cross?
Barry looks.
He did.
Yeah.
And his peak cap that you can see in this photograph, here he is actually wearing the exact peak cap.
Well, that's cool.
And he had all of his awards. You can see
And
them.
what's his name again?
Willy Unger.
Willy Unger.
hmm
Yeah, there's the cap.
He was a lieutenant, second lieutenant.
Yep.
And he's wearing my jacket, by the way.
He looks good in it. Better than you.
Well, that's not hard to do.
You should have traded the jacket
So
for
he's
the
got
hat.
his Knight's Cross hanging
Yeah.
up on the wall.
And I asked
right?
him, he was a POW, how were you able to save that? He kept that in his boot.
Oh, and they
Yeah.
never searched?
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
Boy, you'd think that's the first place they'd look. But,
Right, yeah.
Maybe they knew it was there and just let him slide. I mean, you know.
Mhm.
How bad can you treat a guy like this? He's just another soldier, you know. How many did he kill?
20, think about it.
Yeah.
19 B-17s and B-24s, 10 men in each of those. So
That's a lot of people.
certainly a
Yeah.
lot of Americans.
But this was war.
That's right.
Well, that's neat. I would think to be able to meet someone like that that's still alive, and since our hobby surrounds all these things, that must be kind of a thrill, isn't it?
It was. It really
I mean,
was.
And
And what a gentleman he was, too. His wife was there at the time, too. Believe it or not, well, Bill Shea, you collectors surely know who Bill Shea is. I took him with me on one of my trips to Willy Unger's house. He actually drew us a bath. It's an old term.
drew you a ball.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
about
both
that?
of us, which is pretty amazing, really.
Well, I guess that was good manners.
Yeah, yeah.
You and Bill went together and
Well, we have I should have said baths.
oh, okay.
Well, today half the people in America don't even have a bathtub anymore. Everybody uses a shower, and everybody's trying to get rid of them because old guys like me will trip getting out of them. But I still like my bathtub too. It's fun to get in there and lay there in the nice warm water for 20 minutes, and
Does it have the
think about all the mistakes you've made in your life.
You have a drink and a cigar in your tub with you?
That's a good idea next time for sure. I never thought of that.
Does it have the lion paws as feet?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tub. I should have it taken out and have just a shower, because one of these days I won't be on the video because I broke my hip getting out of the bathtub. I hope not. But anyhow, collectors, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell are all those dishes doing there in front of you? And the reason I have these, excuse me, I know a very nice man by the name of Eric Rader. Some of you guys might know Eric. Do you know Eric Rader at all? Nice guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Admiral Raider.
No.
No, I don't know
No.
him. No.
And he collects AH silverware. And in fact, he bought a nice piece from me at one of the Ohio shows, and he got to saying that. He says, nobody ever seems to talk about the Rice Chancellery silver pieces. It's only the AH stuff. And he said that you might do a little thing on the Rice Chancellery because people don't realize that the Rice Chancellery silverware is much rarer than the regular AH stuff from the Berghoff. So what I thought I would do, I just by luck happen to have some pieces here that I bought 35 years ago, maybe even 40 years ago. I was at a gun show in Pennsylvania, and a veteran came in and he says, I got this Nazi silverware, are you interested in it? And he brought it back. He was the veteran, and I looked at it, and almost all of it is Rice Chancellery. A couple of the pieces are not. But what I want to show you, you collectors are familiar with the AH formal pattern, the way the eagle looks. If you compare the Rice Chancellery eagle, if we can maybe on this pot tip it a little bit, you'll see that it has RK on it. Rice Chancellery started with a K, not a C. That's why the K's there. And can you see, Ob, that the eagles are a little bit different?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an entirely different eagle that's used on the RK stuff. So that's kind of important. You don't even realize that till you've had it about 10 years. And oh, look at this. At least that's the way I was. But anyhow, the Rice Chancellery, of course. I think it was built, it was built in 1 year. I think they opened it in 1938, and Albert Speer was the genius behind all that, and you've all seen the pictures of it. Just a magnificent place with all the marble and mosaics, and just fantastic. But it only lasted, 7 years?
Yeah.
The Russians decided that they were going to destroy the place. You collectors know that the Russians got into Berlin, and of course they were the first ones to take over the Rice Chancellery, and they virtually destroyed the whole building. They used some of the marble to make monuments to themselves, but that was about it. That was about it. So we don't see much Rice Chancellery tableware. I suspect that most of it's probably in Russia. So it's quite rare to get it. So I always liked it and thought it was great stuff. And I'll just go through some of this stuff briefly with you if you're interested. This what I just showed. This is a coffee pot, and quite a beautiful thing with a lid that opens and so forth. And you can see how the inside's not been exposed to the air, so it still is all the silver looking. Maybe some of you guys are saying, "Oh, why don't you clean that stuff?" I could clean it, and I know it'll be real shiny, but I just prefer that what time does, and is, you know, this patina is not hurting anything.
I
There's
agree.
no
Totally
destruction
agree.
with it.
Yeah.
If anything, it's even protecting maybe the surface
Like
somewhat.
honor goblets, a lot of people like to
Oh,
clean
those
them up.
black honor,
Yeah,
and then
the-
some guy cleans it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The dirtier,
So-
the better for me.
I mean, it's up to collectors what they want to do. It's their piece.
That's
but
right.
but I really like the natural patina. So as far as I know, these pieces have never been cleaned because they hadn't been cleaned when I got them either. So they haven't been cleaned since. So that's the coffee pot. This is the sugar bowl. You can see the same kind of eagle. And then when you lift the top off, it's all silvery inside again because it wasn't cleaned.
Who's the maker on these pieces?
You know, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I assume they're the same markings as they're Wellner. Yeah, they're made by Wellner. Yeah, the Berghoff things are made by Wellner too.
The Vellner as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vellner, I should say. Wellner, yeah. Yeah, this is marked Vellner also. So that's, and I have to admit too, in good conscience, there was no sugar bowl when I got this grouping, and I spent years looking for a sugar bowl and looked at auctions and shows, and it was the oddest thing. One day some guy drove up to the house and knocked on the door, and he says, "I understand that you collect Nazi stuff." And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, I got this sugar bowl. I don't know what the hell to do with it. Are you interested in it?" And here it's the Rice Chancellery. I mean, it's almost like it's the bowl that was missing from the set, you know, and somehow he... So
How long ago was that?
7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that.
The stuff
So-
just comes to him.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, and with this hobby, there's a lot of luck in it
There is.
sometimes too.
Yeah, sure.
You just sort of step in it sometimes, and you wonder, wow, how can I be so lucky?
Why don't you clear those off so we can see the trays that are underneath them?
I will, yeah. Let me just this teapot was with it, but it's just politically marked.
Yeah, it's nice,
not.
though.
It doesn't have the Rice Chancellery eagle, but it's still a hell of a
See
nice.
if that one's a Wellner too.
I'll look. Probably not, but
Probably not.
no, it's Arthur Krupp.
Oh, crop. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the creamer, that's all RK marked.
Right.
And a milk server and little tea thing here. A lot of collectors may not know what this is. I've seen these come with sets from the Berghoff as well as the Rice Chancellery, but they're marked differently with just a political eagle on them. But for those of you that may not know, it's a very clever device that you put a lemon in and squeeze it for your tea. Isn't that neat? So that's that stuff, and I'll show you the tray underneath because it's kind of interesting. Thank you, Bear. This, first off, this is kind of a sieve-like device. It weighs a ton, and you can see it's got the RK eagle on it down there by the rim. Can you get that up?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Yep. And what this was, collectors, this item fit into the bottom of a big roasting pan, and it sort of filtered out the fat from the gravy. So then the Germans would be able to scoop the fat out, and I guess use that in the next meal. Everybody knows how much Germans love that kind of stuff, right?
Can you
The
tell
word schmaltz, you know, they say schmaltz you up. It's a term my father used to use all the time. And of course it means do something to be good for him. but they eat schmaltz in Germany,
Sure.
and I ordered it once in a restaurant, and they bring you a big plate of grease, and that's what schmaltz is.
Can you tilt it towards me so I can see it?
Yeah,
And does it have feet on the back?
it does. It's got full feet.
And is that a Wilner mark here too?
It is. Wow, you got a good eye, Ob. It's upside down, but it's there.
It's remarkably heavy too.
It is very heavy. It's not a delicate thing at all. I wonder whatever happened to the pot that it went with, and
It'll walk in here
it'll
one day.
yeah, maybe it will. And then this is just a tray. It's a nice round tray with the RK on it.
I wanted to see the feet on the tray, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can see that.
yeah.
I like little round feet.
You could put your Thanksgiving turkey on that.
Right. Oh, you could though. You
Yeah.
could. No question about it.
I can certainly put it on this thing, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and the RK tray. You get that eagle of. Got her?
Yep.
And then what I want to show you next, a lot of people, when they see this up in my collecting room, they say, what the heck is that, a hubcap or something, And
So, yeah, this is a random from your is that
and
father's car?
for years, I almost thought it was a hubcap. I didn't know really what it was, and then some guy that was in here and was very familiar with different types of dinner service, he says, "Look, Whitman, you dope, that is the top that went on to a big punch bowl, to round it
Interesting.
out with a silver. See how it has the way it would lay right on the top. So that's what that is, and I would venture to say that this is probably the only one of these that exists. How
Yeah,
many of
yeah.
them could have been in the Rice Chancellery?
Is that
Although
marked?
maybe they had a few punch bowls, but
Is it marked?
yeah,
Oh, where's it marked?
over here, RK.
There's a collector in Russia right now who has the bowl.
Right,
It
right.
says, I wish I
Where
had
is that
time."
guy? Yeah.
Can you find a Wilner stamp on that at all?
I shall look.
Might be on the reverse too. Oh, wait a minute. Right there? Yeah.
Boy, that Ob's got an eye. There it is, yeah.
You could work here.
Yeah.
He could work here. He's supposed to be working here. That's the problem, see?
That's really cool.
And then this is just another tray, but it's nice because it has the RK on it there at the bottom. And it's really in nice condition. It doesn't look like it was really used much. So, and I guess with Ob's eye, we'll find a Wilner mark here with no problem at all. I still don't see it. No, maybe not on this one, Ob.
I doubt that. I bet you it's probably on the front.
Well, we won't waste time with it.
Sometimes
but,
it's opposite of the chain.
Yep,
which
you're
it is,
right.
yeah.
Rob's right again. Boy, there it is.
You ought to give him a raise.
Yeah, I just
He
did.
did.
I just did. I just did. I gave everybody a raise. I just kept hearing about the inflation, and I thought,
It's time.
it's time to help out a little bit. Well, collectors, I hope you enjoyed that little segment on the Rice Chancellery silver, and Barry. He's not just here for his good looks. He's going to share some stuff with us too, and Michelle also. So, what would you like to show us, Barry?
And I brought two things from my personal collection that I thought would be really interesting to your viewers. I think just about everybody who collects German stuff.
I've
from
never
World War
seen
II,
that. I've never seen that.
This
That's-
magazine?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Everybody's
That's great. That's great.
familiar with the Nuremberg and the Nuremberg Stadium. The Zeppelin felt, which is what this particular stadium was called, where Hitler spoke, was capped by this big swastika. Well, I was lucky enough about 1989, do the math, it's a long time ago, to acquire a piece of this
Oh,
swastika. Yeah.
Wow.
And I got it directly from the veteran who was there.
That is really cool.
And for years and years, I've been documenting things. I mean, even as far back as 1989. Anytime I got something significant, I would document it and have the veteran sign it. As you can see, that's me a long, long time ago.
So this is the vet that brought the piece back
Mm-hmm.
after it was...
Yeah. And here he is handing it to me. I also have his uniform. And he actually watched it being destroyed. And afterward, he picked up a piece and this is a pamphlet that I've had for many, many years about Nuremberg. And here's the information on the Zeppelin field. And it says right here, the whole complex was crowned by a copper gold-plated swastika within a laurel wreath.
And that's
There
it.
you have it.
You can still see the gilt on this one. You know, I might add something that I know for a fact. Many people think that this was exploded to remove it. It was not. It was shot off by a cannon. Just, you know. And I know that when I went to visit Nuremberg in 1986, one of the locals there told me that. He says everybody thinks that they bombed it with a bomb. It was shot off. So
I hadn't heard that.
yeah, that is a
Interesting.
fact.
Yeah.
Not that it means anything. It still was going no matter
Yeah.
what method they used.
Right.
But it's just kind of interesting.
This is a lousy photocopy. Usually you see Hitler from the front speaking at Nuremberg. But this is a photocopy showing him from the reverse and all the people that he's looking at.
You don't happen to have the standoff with you, do you?
No, but it'll probably walk in here.
Maybe, you never know. I'll bet that'd be worth $100.
It was when we started collecting.
It was probably at one of Charlie Snyder's old shows.
Uncle Charlie.
Yeah, remember the stuff that you'd see in there? My God, everybody just walked past it. Oh, that's neat, you know. Stuff that was worth tons and tons of money. We didn't realize how important a lot of those things were back in the 70s and the 80s. But, well, today we certainly do. And these are all the basics that keep the hobby going around. So what else you got, Barry?
This is one of my favorite things in my collection. This is dated December 16th of 2013. And this is the Atlantic City Press, and it featured two veterans. And I got up in the morning, and Michelle and my dad were sitting at the kitchen table, and they said, "You got to see this." So you can see, this man's name is Elmer Umbenhauer, of German heritage, of course. You can see he's got a pistol here, he's got a police bayonet, an SA dagger,
Yeah.
flag, and you see what's right there?
Looks like a Knight's Cross.
It's a Knight's Cross with no ribbon.
Wow.
So I went into a full-scale panic when I saw this, because I said, man, I wonder if he wants to sell this. I've got to get this.
You know it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought about calling him, but I said, you know what? All he can do is hang up on me. You know, and say, what the hell are you calling me for?
Yeah.
And how some older people,
And some people
get
would
cranky.
do. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then I thought about taking a ride down to his house, which is only about 45 minutes away, and I thought, you know what? He might say, "Get the hell out of my yard."
Yeah.
Same thing. So what I decided to
Or
do.
not even answer the door to begin
There
with.
you
Boy
go.
might show
Yeah.
you how that pistol works.
So what I decided to do is write him a letter. So I wrote him a letter. He got it the very next day. Now, I didn't
That's when the mail service was pretty good.
Right, right,
It'd only be 3 weeks now.
right. Speaking of which, I lost something through UPS recently, which is a
Oh.
total nightmare.
We all have those stories.
So I didn't hear from Elmer. And by the way, this was done. This article was done to commemorate the Battle of the Bulge. As I said, it was dated December the 16th, which is the day the Battle of the Bulge began. And sent him a letter, and I was hoping to hear from him in a week or two or something like that. Well, about a month went by, and I get a phone call.
You're figuring he threw the letter away by this time, right?
Elmer calls me up and he says, "Hey, I got your letter." He was the nicest guy in the world, really.
Yeah.
He said, "You know, I think I want to sell that metal." And I don't know where he came up with the price, but he said, "If you'll give me $3,500 for that, I'll sell it." So
Well, that was a lot of money, maybe. He
Yeah.
thought in his mind for
Yeah.
something like that. And,
yeah,
it was still pretty reasonable, though.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I talked to him and I said, "Well, when can I come down?" He says, "Well, how about tomorrow?" Well, I had a doctor's appointment, which I absolutely had to go to the next day. I said to Elmer, I said, "How about now?" So Michelle, who has a real estate office, she was painting the interior, so she's all...
I was a mess.
Yeah, she was a mess. She's got
Paint
coveralls
all
on it. It's got paint all
Oh,
over it.
Michelle would never be a
So-
mess. I don't believe that.
So I said, "Michelle, meet me at Elmer's house." So we both met at exactly the same time, and we came in there and met him. He really looked fit too. I'm telling you, always looked good. He always wore sweaters too.
Yeah.
So here you
Oh
have
my
it.
goodness, look at that. Wow. Boy, isn't that something?
And on video, I asked him, how did he get it? And I was hoping for some really dramatic story.
Right.
But Elmer served with the 4th Armored Division. He was heading into Germany while German prisoners of war were being marched into France. And he said it was snowing at the time. Well, there was snow on the ground at least. And he
Yeah.
said he saw this metal glistening around the soldier's neck. And he said, just like this, "I thought I'd like to have that." And I think he really may have had to write the souvenir, because Elmer was shipped over to France in November of '44. And while he was on the ship, he received word that his brother was killed in action.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a shame.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He probably ripped it right off his neck. That's why
Yeah.
there's no ribbon.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
Dagger, what do we got here? Is anything marked here on that Knight's Cross?
Well, I should have brought a good magnifying glass with me, but I didn't.
Well, that's okay.
So after examining it,
you
I
can just tell us.
believe it is marked 800 silver at the top of the frame. And the ring is marked, I believe, 935.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do know who the maker is. I just didn't bring the information with me. When I originally got this, I posted it on the Wehrmacht Awards forum, and somebody on there was able to identify
Yeah.
it. These experts like Dietrich Mertz.
Mertz, yeah, he would know.
knows.
Yeah, he would know
can
just
look
looking at
this.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever think to get a ribbon for it?
Oddly enough, from another veteran source in my hometown of Millville.
That's a real one.
Yep, absolutely.
Doesn't glow?
Yeah, it doesn't glow.
Yeah, that's neat. There you go. No, I don't deserve that. I'm not at that point yet.
But I just keep it with it.
No, it's
I won't-
nice to have to
Yeah,
show it. You
mhm.
know, you don't need to put it on it because it didn't have it when you got it.
That's
but you
right.
know what it is. So what was our veteran's name?
Elmer Umbenhauer.
Umbenhauer. Wow.
There he is during World War II.
Wow.
I said, "Boy, you look really sharp in that photo. He looks Italian to me." But he says, "I wasn't feeling too good at that
Let me
time."
see this guy. He does look Italian. I'd
Yeah.
order a pizza from him.
And there's Elmer. He always wore these fancy sweaters. Elmer holding the Knight's Cross.
Boy, he still had a full head of hair
Yeah, he
there. I'm
did.
jealous of
He
that
did.
guy. Look at
So
that head of
dang
hair.
guy.
Man, oh man.
And finally, a picture of me with him. And I'm holding the Knight's Cross, as you can see.
You
But-
know, I just have to think to myself, you know, there's a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, there are very few times with collecting that you get that ultimate thrill where you succeed and you were so diligent with that, you know, the letter, waiting a month, then he calls, go the same day, and it all worked out.
And
It's
we
meant to
became
be, you
we
know?
became friends too.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
He came to my house. I went to his house. He cooked for us one time when my mom, dad, and
Uh-huh.
Michelle and I arrived, he was in a full chef's outfit.
He made
Hey, this
he
is
made
a cool
crab
guy.
cakes. Yeah, it was really good.
Was he a married man? Or?
He was, but he lost his wife shortly before we met him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a shame, yeah.
But he got me involved in a Battle of the Bulge organization down in Cape May. I got to give a shout out to my friend Mark Kolkowitz, who owns the Mad Batter down in Cape May. Great guy. He just returned from Normandy for the 80th anniversary.
Oh, yeah?
But
Oh, that's nice.
every Christmas, he would
Yeah.
have Battle of the Bulge veterans come to his restaurant, and everything was free. So
Isn't that
Elmer
nice? Isn't that
invited
nice?
me,
Yeah.
so I went every year.
But they charged you.
I only had to pay the server, tip the server.
Well, that's great, and that's collectors. You know, sometimes those things happen, and when they do, it's a story for the rest of your life because it's something that's
right.
just a tremendous memory, and
Yeah.
then you have the good. And those are the kind of things. It's not for sale, right?
That's
it's
right.
Never for sale.
No,
Those
yeah,
kind of things.
that'll be one of the last things I
Yeah.
ever sell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we got next, Bear?
You know, I wasn't going to show you this right now, but since Michelle opened
What is
this,
it? A dirty picture? Or? Oh boy, that's a nice blade.
we bought a Dagger collection about 2 years ago. This was in it, and I kept it. And now I don't know if I need it. So, what do you think of that?
Is there a maker on it?
There is.
Oh yeah, it's a Henkel's. Yeah, Henkel's was one of the best producers in my
That's
opinion.
why I
they
kept
made
it,
they
yeah.
made beautiful hunting things, and yeah, that's a nice blade. It looks like somebody was kind of messing with it to make it fit or whatever, but it's not buggered up, so it's still a good blade. Yeah, that's a kind of thing that how can you not use that? That's a shining example in my parts box if you want to get rid of that.
Okay.
And this is out of my collection too. I really am looking for a pair of hangers for it. But,
On
Tell
a
me what
dagger
you
like
think.
this, you need brass hangers.
Brass
They
hangers.
can't be the aluminum gilt ones. They got to be brass. This is the pommels turned around the wrong way, which happens an awful lot, but the grip is on backwards,
Really?
and the pommel is turned
Do you
the
want
wrong
to try
way.
reassembling it?
Well, it probably, the pommel probably doesn't stay tight if it's done straight, but I mean we can do that. It's a pretty easy thing to do. But wow, Lunaschloss is a very choice maker. A lot of collectors they're looking for those. They didn't make many naval daggers, and they're always different from anything you see. I don't like the grip being on backwards, so I'm going to turn
Go
it
ahead,
around.
do
there.
your thing.
That annoys me because I'm a dyed-in-the-wool naval collector, and I like to see everything right. I'm sure when we put it back together, though, the grip is going to be loose, but that's the way it is. Yeah, that's nice. That's really a good sturdy spring too. It's cool. With naval grips, the parts that go into the ending of the grip wire should be on the reverse, and on the obverse you don't want to see those. Whoever had the Dagger all these years had it stored upside down because the reverse is a darker color, so it probably looks better when it's in reverse, and that may be why it got turned around too. So in my opinion, it's always good to have the grip on the right way, which would be this way. So now it's proper. Now let's just see if the pommel, usually what happens is the pommel's not, it's going to keep turning and it won't come out straight, but let's see what happens with it. No, I think it's okay. It's a little loose, but it's still okay.
So the eagle should be facing the opposite way of the button.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do I have this right now? I don't even have it right. I put it on backwards.
You didn't look at it from the front. You put it on the back.
Yeah, no, I put it on backwards.
So you just took it out, and put it back the way it was.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. That was not the point of this exercise. Here we go. That's the proper way. Yeah, that's the forward of the piece. I'm sorry, collectors. I only had 2 drinks and I'm already screwing everything up.
It's okay, Mr. President.
Yeah, Mr.
You
President.
almost
Yeah.
got over on here.
You know what? It's
Actually
tight.
caught it.
It's tight the proper way, so that's the way you want it.
Good.
And what you see with this too, it's got the old they call them figure of 8
Yeah, knots. Huh?
carrying bands, you know, and sometimes you'll see the figure of 8 on both sides, or sometimes just on one side. But that's a beautiful dagger, and like I say, Luna Schloss is very difficult to find. And even the fact that it has a plain blade doesn't take away from it, because the maker is so desirable. But that's a hell of a nice dagger, and I think it looks much better straightened out.
Thanks a lot. What do I owe you for that?
That's only $100.
Put it back. And since I have these in the same folder, might as well show them to you as well.
What are they? Some type of a salad thing, or? Wow, they're marine.
Yeah, I've never had
Yeah.
any naval silverware before.
They're really nicely marked. You can't say that was daintily done. I mean,
Yeah, stamped.
you know,
Yeah, heavy.
no, they're really nice. I suspect that there was probably a regular, like a big fork type thing that went with these, and these may be from 2 different pieces from the same set or whatever. But they're quite nice. They're beautifully done.
We got a vet lot yesterday, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
And there were 3 of them in there, so I'm
Oh, yeah?
keeping one and I'm going to sell 2.
I don't blame you. Those are really nice. I don't think I've seen them before. They're
Yeah, I haven't
real
either.
good.
Okay, so on Wednesday, Michelle and I were lucky enough to pick up 9 daggers. It just goes to show you,
They were just laying on the street,
right on the street. Just
and you
couldn't-
leaned
yeah,
over
yeah.
and picked them up. Hey,
Actually,
sometimes it's that way almost.
They came from a closet collector near me.
Mm-hmm.
He lived about 20 minutes away from me. I never met him before, and apparently he recently died. And a guy who's really involved in the auction scene, flea markets and things like that. He's a restaurant owner south of me in Millville. Anyway, he picked up these daggers, and I don't think he had any interest in them at all.
How did he know that this guy had these daggers? This guy was known as buying anything, kind of, and the customer come in.
Well,
and,
he also bought decoys from this man, too. Wonderful, wonderful decoys. He paid $1,500 for them. And I don't know, how many did he say were there?
A lot.
Dozens.
And
Yeah.
they're beautiful.
And these
Gee, my banker collects decoys. Is there any way that I could see a couple of those? That,
absolutely,
next
sure, I
time?
can put you in touch with him.
I'd love to show it
And
to
they're
him.
high-end ones, too,
He's looking
believe
to
me.
sell them.
Well, this
Yeah.
guy's high end. He
All
does
right.
nothing and makes a lot of money
Yeah,
every
I'll
year.
put you in touch with him then.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 9 daggers, he told me this after Michelle and I bought the daggers. He paid $1,500 for them, for 9 daggers.
Let's see, how much is
Yeah.
9 of mine? Gee, that's about $160 a piece
Yeah,
or something.
not much. Yeah, we
You
needless.
think it was worth it?
You'll see. Needless to say, we paid a lot more than that for him because he did his research. He
You
looked
know, only a guy that doesn't know what anything's worth could do that, because there's no guilt involved, because he doesn't know he's doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So collectors won't agree with that. They should, you should get anything for the minimum price you can. But that's kind of a crime almost.
Yeah,
But,
I always believe in treating the widows fairly.
I do too.
I mean, you have to give them
yeah.
at least 50%, in my opinion. And oftentimes Michelle give more, and I give more than that.
Well, 50 is kind of low too, Bear, but that's okay. We'll let you slide. No, but I know what you mean, though. I don't think it's right to go after the jugular on people that don't know what they have, and then they have nice things. we do have to sleep at night.
That's right.
And you feel like a much better person if you you not only treat the buyer well, but you treat the seller well. And maybe you don't make as much money, but it's the right thing to do. That's the way I am. But a lot of guys would disagree.
Yeah.
I love off a Dagger.
Go ahead, do your thing.
That was one of your.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Well, this is what we call a later piece. The first thing you want to look at with Luftwaffe is you say, oh, there's no gilding on this. Well, we know that's because it wasn't the early type that had the insert of the brass swastikas. And then the second feature is we see this real fat butt plate here. So we know that these are cast pot metal is actually what they are. So it puts it into the mid-period, and then the chain hanger goes along with that too. And then the fittings will be just plated steel instead of nickel.
Is that snap-on backwards? I think it is, isn't it?
No, the Dagger's backwards.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Good, Ob. You're thinking there. Get Ob another drink. He's too
dying over here.
Yeah, he's almost there.
He's almost empty.
The leather's nice on it too, and let's see who made this beauty. Okay, there's a little bit of smudge on the blade. It's a Clement and Young. That's a rare maker for
I thought so.
first. You don't see that at all.
Is
You
that
don't see
just printed too? I can't really see it. Let me see.
Yeah, it's just the Clement and Young initials in capital letters.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, and there, oh yeah, there's the famous Z there.
Double proof, huh?
Yep. But it's a later piece. It's still nice. The blade, we wish didn't have the modeling, but that's people's hands over the years, and they didn't wipe it off.
I don't know what it is with people. As soon as they pull a dagger out, they got to put their
touch the blade.
fingers on.
Yeah.
That's
But
a nice
that's
Yeah,
a nice Luftwaffe. It's a good starter piece. You know, it's real. No problem with it at all.
I think if you're looking for a pot metal one, though, a Clement and Young, you can't ask for anything better than that.
You could be looking for a Clement and Young and you'll never find one. That is not a common maker.
I've
at
never
all.
had one.
Now, what do we got here? This has got all kinds of gold.
Thank you.
Yeah, what is that?
Gold plating and.
Or is that lacquer or?
No, it's a gold plating with a black scabbard. So just looking at it, the gold's obviously been there a long time.
You think it's marine pot?
It's an NSKK Marine. What is it? The BO Bavarian Ostermark or something?
Yeah.
It's a
Bayerische
Ostermark. Yeah. It does look very original. You know, you got to be careful with these collectors because a lot of these pieces were plated during the 70s and 80s and the old Atwood stuff and all. But this does look very original.
The lower fitting doesn't seem to be gold plated unless it's just worn off.
Well, I like the way the the lower fitting has the paint on it where the guy painted it himself. He didn't take the fitting off. You can see it there too where the paint went over onto the upper fitting. Let's see what maker we have. Wow, nice blade. Wow. Beautiful blade. Alles für Deutschland. Oh, Ernst Pickel. Yeah, Ernst Pickel was a very good maker. Quality. No, I think you have a legitimate marine piece. Now these were totally unofficial. There was no such thing in the catalog where you could order a marine piece at this time. Yeah, in '38 they had the chained NSKK marine pieces that you could order gilded. But I think that there were some people that were in the Marine Division and they had it done. Their insignia was all gilded and all, so why not? And you see very, very few of them. And this is a good dagger in my opinion. what I will do, my friend David Goldsmith in England is a really good researcher. And David, if you'll check out the BO group and find out if they had a Marine division. And if they did, then I would say...
Here's your answer.
Yeah. If his research finds they didn't, then it's something that's replated, but it doesn't look it to me. It looks original.
Yeah.
So we'll see what David has to say. Sorry, David, I'm always giving you work here, and you're not making anything out of it, but you're having a lot of fun, I know. I hope, anyhow. A Luftwaffe in an Army scabbard.
Is that right? I didn't even notice that. How about that? And is there something unusual about this portapee?
Only the producer. There was one producer that for some reason made them that way just to have a jazzier look, and thinking maybe he could get a better share of the marketplace if he put a little gold weave in there. That's my opinion.
I think we've had a Luftwaffe in an Army scabbard before, or vice versa.
Yeah, it happens. We never know if it got switched during the period or whatever, but the blade is
Yeah, it's a little rough.
It's rough, yeah. The Horster. The scabbard is really an early scabbard, and it's in fantastic condition. Look at the work. The guy put all that engraving in there to cover the casting on both sides and all. This is a super scabbard.
Yeah. Any guess as to the maker?
It could be anybody this early on. With the screws and all, and as low as they are, it looks like something maybe Pack would have made, but honestly, the scabbard is worth more than the damn dagger.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is, yeah. How it got with this dagger makes no sense, because this scabbard is a vintage of 1935 when they first made the daggers, and of course Second Lufts didn't come out till 38.
I think they just needed to cover that blade up with anything they could.
Well, you never know.
Don't poo-poo my stuff.
Who knows what goes on? These GIs playing card
That's
games,
right.
ran out of money. Oh, I'll bet this thing, and next guy throws in something else, and they took it. And who knows? It gets scabbard
Mixed up. Yeah.
So it's strictly a parts piece, but all good parts. And as I say, this scabbard's a treasure.
Yeah,
It absolutely is a treasure. That's great scabbard.
All right, as I said, we picked up 9 daggers, which I'm going to show all of them. Michelle and I decided that we'd like to keep 3 of them, and this is going to be one that we're going to keep, unless Tom tells me
You're keeping
it's a piece of
the
junk. And the other 6 I'll be
you're
off.
keeping the Luftwaffe with the scabbard, or
I'm
selling
going to
that?
be offering that
Yeah,
one.
somebody
to
will
you,
like
to
that.
you. I'll offer the other 6 to you.
Well, this is a typical Eichhorn.
I like the tie of the knot. It's a little
Yeah,
more
that's
unusual.
a little unusual. Yeah. It looks like it's always been that
Yeah,
way too, the
right.
way it's worn. But this is standard, all the way. Nice blade. Yep. Beautiful Eichhorn. A lot of frosting still on the scabbard, and yep. Total classic piece. If somebody looking for a perfect Eichhorn, there it is.
Handle for that one.
Okay, we got another one of these pieces where the pommel is turned around. It's a changeover pommel from 1938. So this dagger is earlier than the pommel, so it would have had a round pommel when it was originally made. And it has the 2-piece blade release button where the top screwed off, and the guy lost the top fitting, so he put a screw in there that would take care of the problem. So
Didn't
that
notice
was
that. Interesting.
yeah, that was done during the period. Let's just see what we got here. Oh, it's a kind of nice, a Puma, early Puma. That's an early Puma mark too, that goes back to the mid 30s. So the scabbard is It looks like a WKC to me, and Puma did use WKC parts. So what you have here, collectors, it's an early made dagger with a changeover pommel. Also the let's see, the blade's nice. Well, the grip is cracked and all too, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Do you have grips by any chance?
Nobody has grips.
Nobody has grips. Okay.
All the original grips are long gone because the other one's cracked.
Mm-hmm.
So,
This one looks virtually mint.
well, the fittings are also chrome plated. So this is probably gonna be a Hellbig. The grip eagle is also up too far. You notice that, how far up it is? I believe it's going to be a Hellbig. They were the only producer that used steel for their cross guards and chrome plated everything. But let's see here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
a
hard to
Hellbig.
read the number.
Yeah,
but the
it's
closest I came to was in fact Hellbig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget
It's
what
a
the number
Hellbig
is.
dagger. All Hellbigs are steel base. Let me just get a magnet and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh,
Yep,
sorry.
that's all right.
That RZM mark is going to be a 73.
Right, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
But it's very, very
Yeah.
faint on that dagger.
Now, collectors, every SA dagger, every one of them, except for Hellbig, is made with either pot metal or when they're later, or nickel, and they're never magnetic. Hellbig,
Voila. How about that?
yeah, the only one. And they're a good dagger for guys that are collecting
Variants.
variations. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's a classic classic Hellbig. Yeah, that's good. Oh, thank you. Hellbigs were not high quality pieces either, but they are what they are, and for guys collecting types, they're great. How's the ice holding out, Michelle?
We got enough for the show.
Well, you don't know how long this show is going to go
We might need
on.
more ice.
Better mention Bob Burns so the guys can have a drink.
That's right, yeah. We do have a Bob Burns cutter here.
Yeah, that's
We're
gotta-
just waiting till we get down to
Yeah.
the boxes that came
There's
in.
5 boxes.
That's probably the longest time we ever did a video without mentioning Bob Burns.
This is one I'd like to keep too. That's number 2.
That's a great hanger. Great early hanger.
Is that the Dagger?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, uncleaned, and anodizing's pretty good, and grip fits like a rubber glove, as I always say. Hesse, H-E. Yeah, the ball's good. Yeah, it looks like a nice dagger so far. Oh yeah, that's a winner. This is one with the dark lettering in the backgrounds. People
Yeah.
love that, you know. It's funny how some producers did that. Other producers used frosting, and but it's always consistent with the producer.
That's my favorite.
I see some reddish
Yeah.
look in here.
Definitely.
I don't know what that is. You see that, Barry?
do.
Can the camera see that?
Yeah.
There's some reddish looking
Jumping.
in the blackening. I don't know whether that's something just from time or.
I've seen it before, though. I have.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Yeah.
It's not here, but then you see it which lends you to believe that it is original because it wore out here where the runners.
Yeah, it's consistent.
Well, who's
Yeah.
the maker?
Yeah.
Maybe they used the same paint in the letters that they did on the scabbard.
You really want to see who the maker is?
It's a
You
good
guys
one.
are probably saying, "Oh, where's that? Let me see the maker." Oh my God! Wow, boy, is that a good one. Columbus Werk, Edward Becker. Look at that trademark, guys.
Yeah, it's the same thing as the motto.
That's going to be one of the rarest marks you'll ever see.
And Michelle's last name, or her maiden name.
Becker. My grandfather came over from Germany in 1917, and he's Otto Becker.
Becker's a good German
Otto
name.
Becker.
Yep.
Otto Anton
Yep.
Becker.
I think it was later than that. Wouldn't have been
No,
17.
he came over. You know, right? He came over.
1937,
No,
I think
right.
it was.
Yeah, if you notice, the motto's painted with the
Yeah,
same color as
The motto has
yeah.
that reddish
the
tinge
maple mark.
to it
It's
too.
painted with the same as the motto.
How about that?
I haven't seen that trademark in years.
I've never seen that trademark.
That is. I assume it's a 10 on the scale. I'll have to
I
look.
haven't
but,
checked. Yeah, I'd like to know that.
I'll take a look and see. But that is that's an incredible piece.
So you can
And what's nice, the condition is not bad either with it. Boy, it goes
I
in
guess there's
nice,
not
too.
much you can do with the scabbard. It has a little bit of
There's nothing you can
spotting.
do with that.
Nothing really
you
you
can do
want
with
to
it.
do. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Just leave it
It,
as
it
is.
still has the anodizing. It's just got a little age. But the age is all consistent through it, and it's still a.
You take that baby as
I
it
mean,
comes.
that's
yeah.
with that trademark and all, and the condition of the Dagger, that's a $1,700 piece.
Great.
And people would probably stand in line to buy it. A really rare trademark.
Yeah, I'll do the first one. You do this one.
Kind of nice to see this stuff, huh, collectors? We're seeing some good stuff, some not some good stuff, but seeing some pretty good drinks too. Well, what do we got here? It looks like we have a later SS dagger with plated fittings, but boy, look at the condition of the plating. Boy, you just don't see that. No lifting, just fantastic grip. Fits like a glove. It's got a nickel eagle. And here's another way you can tell it's going to be a later dagger. See the thickness of the throat? That's something you only see later on. And the scabbard paint is original, in nice condition. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but we'll see. I hope I'm right about what I'm saying. Well, there we go. Super blade. Blade's mint. Just needs to be wiped off. Absolutely mint. Wow. Well, there you go, guys. That's your double proof Icorn.
Yeah, transitional piece, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Collectors will kill for that. That just fantastic. 38. Yeah, that's about right. When you consider the fact that the eagle is still nickel. You know, it's just at the point where Icorn actually went to zinc later on, but then they went to aluminum first, and that just fits right in with everything that I see on the Dagger. That's a sensational transitional Icorn. That's a $4,000 Dagger, even though it's an RZM. All it needs is a nice hanger that goes with the vintage. Something that's maybe RZM marked with a 38 on it too would just be. That came with a.
I have them. I have. You mean did this dagger come with
that collection.
No, but I have them from other sources.
Oh, okay.
When you come down sometime, I'm
I
going
was
to show
going
you.
to say
This
that
Dagger.
one saved you on the collection. But
That came with a group of 9. All right.
well, what do we got next,
Okay, Tom.
Mr. Bear?
This is the last one. And
Well,
this
is
is
this
what you would
the
call
Larry?
the Larry.
This is the Larry.
Yeah.
I like
Now
the
you might
wood
want to put
box.
sunglasses on when you open this up.
Well, let me just see what the box says. Wow, Master Sergeant John Cannon, 582nd Ordnance Company, APO 230, New York, and to his home address in Birmingham, Alabama, of all
Yeah.
places. And
Or
the old stamps
his
on
last
it.
name's Cannon. This is
Yes.
Wilson, so he might be sending it to a friend or
Well, his brother, or
Yeah.
well, not his brother, I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody,
his stepbrother.
His good friend in Alabama.
well, I don't know who his friend Alonzo was,
I know,
but
it's worried me a
that's,
little But you can see
the
just
old
a
stamps.
couple stamps, and it
Oh,
is
so it
dated,
is,
by
yeah.
the way, June.
original boxes like this are just,
I love them.
yeah, everybody does. I've had swords that come in that way, you know, you still have the box and all. Why do we love them? Because it just substantiates the vintage, the reality, just everything.
Yeah, and they usually made them themselves too.
They did, yeah. This guy was a pretty good craftsman.
June, I think it's dated, June.
June 12th, 1945.
Yeah.
With the old stamps.
So do you want to guess what's in there?
Well, it can't be too. It's got to be like a political dagger or something like that, because it's a small box. But I don't know what's in there.
You might need sunglasses when you open it up.
Maybe I don't want to open it then if it's that bad. Is it going to be good?
It's good.
Just lift it up. Oh wow! Absolute stone mint with the clip on backwards. That's the way the guy wore it. He liked it that way. Look at that. Was a rag in there too?
It was.
Yeah. So you think that's a World War II rag?
I do.
Wow, look at that. Well, here we have again that fat throat. Here we have an aluminum eagle. The scabbard paint is perfect. The plating is outstanding. Just a slightest bit of lifting there, but it's nothing. Beautiful dome. Look how the condition of the dome head screws too. Really, really perfect. And the hanger. You'll see a lot of hangers where the clip is backwards, and that was the original wearer that thought, oh, it's easier to just snap this onto the to the belt loop, you know, so they turned it around. Well, this looks like it's going to be an acorn dagger, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tough pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful blade. That pull couldn't be fixed if you ever want to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's...
Ruining the blade.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an acorn. What's really interesting, too, you look at the quality throughout of this, and this acorn piece is from 1941, one of the last ones made, but the quality is still there.
The handle.
It's just
really
great.
Good wood too.
I would, like I say, the this can be fixed where it'll slide in and out. As
Can
it
you
should
do that?
be. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
All right.
And it, because it's a shame, you get that, you know, you almost feel like you're ruining it every time you take it out, and it shouldn't be that way. And that may be attributable to the date too, where they didn't adjust the runners just that correctly.
And it would speak for it not being issued, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
And you know, maybe the guy that was in charge of properly installing the runners, he was drafted. They had nobody, so they just put him in, and that. But that's that's the Larry. That's an incredible piece. I don't want to put it back in again. You ruined the blade.
Well,
this
you
time.
can I'll leave it with you if you think you can repair it.
Oh, I know I can repair it.
Okay.
Okay, that was some good stuff. I enjoyed
Thanks,
looking
Todd.
at it. I love analyzing things and all, especially stuff out of the woodwork like that. So it was fun. That last acorn dagger too in the original box. I mean, boy, that's collectors. If you can ever get something like that, that's a treasure, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the boxes that came in this week. We don't have a lot of them, but Barry's going to be the official Bob Burns operator here. Do we have? Oh, we got our box of Band-Aids.
Oh yeah, I got the Band-Aids out there.
Got Band-Aids in case you cut yourself.
Well, the last box I gave you, Johnny moved them on you. Remember, you couldn't find them. So look what I brought.
Oh,
Those aren't the ones you brought? No, we got the original.
Well,
We got to replace them.
what are we expecting? Trouble?
Yeah. Boy, I'm hoping for a cut now.
Well, yeah. Geez, don't make sure you cut yourself here. I mean, boy.
Okay, here's the first box. It's coming
Where's it coming from?
Melbourne, Florida.
Oh, we've had that from a couple guys. Probably the same guy. I think
No, I
last
got
week
the,
we had a box from that guy, didn't we, Ob? It wasn't too good, but
I don't remember.
The Bob Burns
Burns
cut.
color, that's a
Is it
drink.
working?
Works.
I can trim it if it's, I got a pair of pliers. I know how to take the end off. And boy, these drinks are good, Michelle.
That's a good thing. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, they're just right, just the way I like them. Too strong.
That's the way I like them.
I like your bow tie, too.
Thank you. I got my 4th of July bow tie on.
Ah, that's right. This
Right?
week is the 4th of July collectors.
Yeah,
Very
I got
good
my 4th
thought,
of July
yeah.
bow tie.
Yep.
Right.
4th of July.
Michelle and I are heading to Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. You probably know them, Steve, Clark, and Susie. She's the one who said you got to mention the girls too, not just
Oh, I
guys.
know her, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I see her at Allentown, you never say the gals, you always say the guys, and I
So
get
there's
in trouble.
a shout out to Steve and Susie. We're going to their house on Thursday. They have a annual.
Well, hello to Steve and Susie, and especially Susie, because she's always ragging me on that. You have to
Ragging
mention
you.
the
She's gonna
gals,
love
too,
that.
so there you go.
They have a annual machine gun shoot at their house.
Nice.
It is awesome. We get to shoot every kind of machine gun you can imagine. MP40.
What do they do? Should destroy the
They're all
house
big- they're all
or
registered.
Out in the backyard.
backyard?
Mhm.
Well,
It's
you
a
can't
great
do that
setup.
in many places.
No.
Well, what do we got here? Oh, this is looking like better stuff here from our friend from Shelbourne. Is that it?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
There's your.
Oh, that
Letter?
just he
Oh,
wants
just a
to
packing
send a
list.
check.
Okay.
He says all the time. Hey, I'll
Here,
look at
I'll
that
put
later.
onto this stuff. I put everything in the box so we know where it is, including the
Wow, what do we got here, huh?
I don't have as much as much experience.
Let me
opening
get the
these.
I got the bandage
There
right
we
here.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm,
Oh, that looks
like that.
Italian. Wow, look at the condition of that.
That's Italian.
Wow, that's look at the condition of that, huh? There.
Yeah. it's a
Wow,
super
look at that
piece.
scabbard and. Well, collectors, I like this piece. This is the one with the chain. So this would be the M38, I believe. The 39 had leather hangers, but everybody likes the chain better, I think.
Mhm.
Oh wow, mint blade. Yeah, that's a and something I never understood with the Italians. The you know, the Germans, the blade would go in this way, but not the Italians. They put the blade in backwards. Isn't it strange how that,
Yeah,
that
it
kind
is.
of stuff is? And
Mhm.
it's got the SPQR. That all goes back to Caesar's time and all. You know, they just keep doing. And I think didn't AH kind of copy that that stuff? He loved what Mussolini was doing, and the Eagles and all that. Were Hitler adopted a lot of that. And it's got the fascist insignia in the grip. That's a first-class dagger. Thank you, sir. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Really
And,
good.
and the copper's good on the bottom mount, too. Oh, look what we got here. Wow, this is Bolivian, I think they are.
Yeah, don't ask me.
It's Air Force, isn't it?
It's Air Force, yeah. Yeah, beautiful. I love these things. Look at the beautiful head on it, and the applied insignia of the motor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those babies that were firing, you know. And oh, this is a killer. Yeah, it's by Horster. Yeah, these are very, very nice. They're petite, but they're beautifully made. Really nice. There's the crest of. I'm not so. What am I saying? Where are these from? I can't think of the name.
Bulgarian,
Bulgarian, yeah.
not
you're right.
Bolivian.
Yeah, I said Bolivian. They're Bulgarian Air
Started with
Force.
B.
Yeah. But they're beautiful little things.
I
like
like it.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Very collectible.
Yeah, that's nice. That insignia is different too. I don't recall seeing that.
What, the crossguard? Yeah, that's no, they always had that.
Okay.
This is what, Polish there?
I don't know.
Looks Polish, or I think. Yeah, I think it's Polish. Yeah, there's that scared chicken, the Polish insignia.
Barry, do the
But
Google
what's
app.
nice about
Take a
this,
picture, do the Google app.
most of the Polish pieces you see are from the 50s or the 60s. This may be a period piece, which is quite rare. Love the grip too. It's pretty. Yeah, I like that.
What we could try here too, I don't know if you're familiar with it.
What are you looking at?
Well, you know what Google Lens is by any chance? No?
I'm still trying to figure out what a cell phone
Okay, if you go
is.
to Google on your cell phone and you hit
If you had a
this-
cell phone.
Right. You hit the button here,
Yeah,
and it's not going to work for everything, but it works
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
it'll
So,
tell you just what
I
it
take
is.
a picture of it,
Yeah,
and if there's any on the internet,
yeah.
it's going to come up. And guess what it shows? The German World War II dagger.
It's not German.
that's
We
good.
really
because, of the,
not German.
because of the handle. So it doesn't work for everything, but
no,
I
no.
thought we might get a hit.
No, no.
Although, wait a minute. There we go. And it's Polish.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the same piece.
So it's
Show the viewers that piece on
it's
the
a
phone.
Polish Army officer's dagger, model 1924.
24.
Oh, that's good. It is period then.
Hmm.
I know someone
Collectors
that
are
would buy
always
that.
looking for period Polish stuff
Yeah.
because you see a lot of Polish stuff that's not
Mhm.
from the period. So that's a
24?
very
Did you
good
say
piece.
24?
24.
Model 24,
Yeah, model 24.
1924.
Could cut your kielbasi with that.
I'll be on the floor here in a minute. Okay. Well, here we go, guys. We're finishing up this. We got something else yet?
Yeah, we do, and I think you're really going to like this piece.
Oh, it looks like maybe a fire axe, huh?
Mhm.
Oh, I like fire axes. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. Yeah, this is the ones that Icorn made these and Horster made them. They're always very beautiful with the engraving of fire scenes. You have a fireman here with a hose and all that stuff, and oak leaves on one side, and on the other side ladders and helmet and so forth.
Yeah.
They're very, very attractive.
Yeah, I like the etched ones.
I always say I don't know why people don't specialize in collecting fire axes. I once knew a fireman that did that, and he had about 40 of them on his wall, and boy did they look impressive.
Yeah,
you know?
sure. Yeah.
And you know, some of these you can buy for $300 or something like that. Not one like this, but so they can really make an impressive display, and for not that much money. And they're really nice.
Is this a dedication plate?
Yeah, sometimes.
It was put on here by Icorn and Horster on the one side, and maybe one out of 20, 25 will have a dedication on it. But it was there for that purpose, but they just didn't do it. So that's a nice thing. And then there were a couple of belts here too, right?
Yeah.
What the heck is this? Is that
I think
Italian?
That probably
Italian
goes with the
fascist,
dagger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice.
I
Look
can't
at the
recall
gilt.
ever seeing a belt. I've
Look
always-
at the gilt on
yeah,
that.
I've seen the buckles before, but not the belt.
Boy, that's quite beautiful, isn't it? It's kind of a brocade with a black line running through it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that would look nice, I guess, displayed
Mhm,
with that
sure would.
dagger. And this is wow. It's this is Army.
Well, forestry, actually, I believe.
You know, you're right. I'm looking at yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, you're right. It's forestry. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. You stopped me from making a fool out of myself. Thank you, Barry. Why do I say that's Army?
Because the brocade looks like an army.
brocade's
Yeah.
the same, and
Yeah, the brocade.
round buckle.
Yeah. I'm having a Biden moment. I'm sorry. No, that's nice. So look at the quality and the condition, and very, very nice.
Can I see the buckle? Yeah.
So that grouping of stuff, I think, was quite impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot better than the last
Yeah.
box that the man sent me.
I don't collect this stuff, but I'd be happy to own all those pieces. They're really, really nice.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was afraid to open the box there, so I'm glad to to see that the quality got a little better.
Okay, this package is coming from Folsom, California.
We've heard that before,
Yeah.
haven't we all?
Yeah, I got my Johnny Cash shirt on today too, so how apropos.
Yeah, that's right, Johnny Cash from Folsom. You ever see that video?
I did, years and
100
years ago.
times?
Just once.
Just once,
But it
yeah.
was good.
How's that cutter working out for you, Barry? You need a new one?
You mean the Bob Burns?
Yeah, the Bob Burns cutter.
Hasn't given me a
Yeah,
problem
Bob,
yet.
if you're out there watching this cutter, you know, I think we're running low. It might be nice to have you come in and sign a few cutters too, you know, every so often somebody orders one of those babies. Oh, a whole box of paper. No? Oh, there's something in there?
You can do the honors. Yep.
All right. I would be honored to do so. Oh, well, here we go. We got an HJ knife. Not too bad. See, you get the usual plating that disappears from the strap that goes over it. See, collectors, how that would happen, and then boom, the plating's going from there.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pot metal piece, which after 38 or so, most of them were. But it looks okay. The scabbard paint's still pretty good. The leather is good, and oh, here's a little extra here. I don't know what that all is about, but it looks like a personalization
Yeah,
to
a
me.
couple of initials, I think.
Yeah. And that was kind of, you know, not allowed, but I guess the guy figured the strap's going to go over it, so the head youth leader wouldn't see it, so he'll be okay.
Probably went this way, probably went W, maybe Wilhelm, and can't quite make out that last
No,
letter.
I don't know what
It's
it
a
is.
G,
either.
maybe an E even.
Can you tilt it towards the camera so I can see it?
What, you want to see it too, Ob? Wow. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what kind of blade it has. That's not too bad. It's got the usual sharpening, and the kid cleaned it with a wire brush or something, but not bad. Oh, that's a 36 is a Horster. RZM 736. So that's, you know, it's no great shakes, but it's a very good, totally period, unaltered, nice Hitler Youth knife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to have one for your collection, nothing wrong with that at all.
It's a one looker.
No, that's
Really
okay.
nice leather on it too.
Yeah, it is. That was not a bad box. That's all that was in there.
That's it.
That and a love letter.
Did it have lipstick on it too?
Not this one.
Okay.
Now, we're getting a transmission here, or
Did you order this from Amazon?
The Street Bandit.
Okay, this is coming from Dearborn, Michigan. Maybe it's a burqa.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know you were allowed to send a box with all that stuff on it without covering it in the post office. My post office won't accept it when I bring something like that in, but it looked like this man got away with it here, so that's okay.
Did you order a shifter that you forgot about?
Yeah, it must be maybe something for my Corvette. Well, I don't know, but they have a big sign in the post office on boxes that you can't send, and it's when it has all that stuff on it and all you.
Oh God, what do they carry? Pay the freight.
No, they actually do. There's a love letter. Well, let's see. I don't know what this is, but well, we'll see here. Pretty heavy.
Mein Kampf.
It looks like some sort of a book or something. Yearbook of
The
German Academy of
Luftfahrt Forschung. So
that's probably 1940. Berlin.
Yeah. Air travel research.
Yeah. Well, I'm not great on just books, but maybe it's something interesting. Well, I wonder who that is in the front. That's a picture you don't see often. I don't remember seeing that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you missed
Looks
the
a
most
little
important
thinner
part.
there too.
Missed
He
the most
does,
important
yeah.
part in the bottom of the box.
Well, this is Herman as General Field Marshal before he was Reich Marshal, which was the date on this.
Yeah, 40. Huh?
40. Yeah, he was. That was August that he was.
Yeah, he was still a General Feldmarschall.
Yeah. So, so he's introducing the book. Well, it's all in the German language. They have rabbits in a Luftwaffe book. Oh, here's a guy with a rifle. He's trying to show you how to shoot him, I guess. I don't know, but well, this is probably a book that would be of interest to some collectors. I never know what to do with these kind of things. It's hard to say what the value is on it, but there it is. It's in good condition. Well, that's not something that that we can go retire on, I guess.
Well,
but,
does the letter say anything?
Yeah, the letter does.
Oh.
It tells you about
see
the book
what
and the
he
standard.
says. He says the first is a Goring standard. Did we miss that?
Yeah, I think we did.
I found it.
Oh.
Oh, this might be a little more interesting. Okay, here we go, guys.
Wow.
Well, this is wow. This is the reverse of a Reich Marshal standard. But is it original? Boy, it sure has a lot of... Can you imagine if this is the reverse of a...
Yeah.
It is the reverse of a Goring Reich Marshal standard. You know, the
Carpenter,
personal...
right?
It's
Yeah.
personal standard.
The bullion works fantastic. Didn't he?
Yeah, the bullion is really outstanding. The eagles are... Look at the work in the iron crosses and all.
What about the front? What's it look like?
About the what?
The front.
Well, somebody cut
Yeah.
the front of
It's
it off.
two-sided.
Oh,
I
this
can
is
see-
this is actually the reverse. I see.
The reverse,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I
that's-
see. Yeah.
Two vets, they get the Goring Reich Marshal standard, and well, you can have this half, I'll take the other half. I guess that's about
Makes
what
sense.
happened here.
Just look at the work they do on the back to make the front look so great. That's amazing.
I think this is an original. Wow. Wow. Boy, the bullion is.
Yeah, I mean, that's
This thing weighs a ton too,
yeah, that's nice.
with all the gold in it. Yeah, this is not a Pakistan copy. Apparently, that's what it was. Two vets got the standard and cut it in half. You take this half, I'll take the other half. How can I find the guy with the other half?
He'll probably walk in here.
Well, there you go, guys. If you want half of Goring's standard, if the whole thing were here, imagine what it would be worth. But if it's only the back half, I don't know. Is there still interest in something like that?
Certainly.
I guess there would have to be. Boy, I love the little iron crosses with. Look at all that work in the just the silver stitching around it. And this is all beautiful, remarkable. Look how tight all that is and all. I think this is an original thing. You collectors might know that are into this, but wow, I mean, that's...
Yeah, if it's the real deal, that's really something. I'm not qualified to make an opinion.
Well, I'm not qualified either, but this looks pretty damn good to me. Wow. Well, there you go, collectors. You never know. You never know what somebody's going to send in. Wow.
Okay,
But the
Tom.
crime of it, think of, oh, the whole thing was there. Oh, boy.
Well, this is a heavy box here.
Okay.
And this is coming from Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, that's a good place. That's the town and the museum where I bought my Goring boots. Looks like it's well packaged there. You ever been to Tacoma?
No.
No.
Farthest west I've ever been is Oklahoma City. I went to the 45th Infantry Division reunion.
How was that? Pretty good?
Excellent. And they have a museum out there
Yeah.
too. And you want to talk about some wonderful German items.
Well, what's going on here? Oh, it's well packaged. We haven't had to use the Band-Aids yet, though, Bar.
No peanuts yet either.
Too soon.
I think Barry needs a new cutter.
Yeah, that's all right. Wow.
Then I recognize that ear. What do we got here? Oh boy. It looks like somebody I recognize. That's the life size, I think. There's no base on it, which a lot of them don't have. Because
Right,
how do
yeah.
you get that?
A lot of people have them made for it.
Yeah.
Michelle and I have one, just this about this size too.
Well, you could probably go to a guy that makes funeral stones
Yeah.
or something and have that made. But wow, that's quite a thing. Let's see if it's signed at all. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that,
Klaus.
Klaus, Hordrick, Hemdrick,
Hindrich. Yeah.
Let's show that on the camera there. Well, this is an obvious original piece.
Solid bronze pop.
Yeah, oh yeah, the weight of it.
Mhm.
You think it's solid? I think it is. It feels like solid bronze to me.
Yeah, definitely a real
Yeah.
one too. Yep.
Yeah.
Good size, not that giant size, but you know.
Well, this is the human
Yeah,
size.
human size.
Although, was Hitler's head that
No,
big?
it wasn't that big.
It might be a hair bigger than human
Yeah, it's
size.
probably a little. Let's compare it.
Get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah, that's a nice piece.
It's a good likeness, though. I
It
mean,
is,
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know, if you don't even have the base, it sits
Mhm,
okay,
sure.
so you could display it in a collection.
Those marble bases add twice as much weight to them.
Yeah, that's a winner.
That's a nice piece. No dings, no dents, no nothing.
So there you go. So do we have anything else, guys?
This
Or
is the last box.
oh, we got one more. All right. I'm up for that. Michelle's keeping my drink full.
And this one is coming from Bedford, New Hampshire.
I don't think I remember that name. Remember that name at all, Ob?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Bedford in every state, though, I guess.
Yeah. It's like Springfield.
Yeah, Springfield.
Yeah. Oh, there's that letter, send a check. Padding. Padding, yeah. See, now that's nice. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it
It's
is.
got, and on this side, I guess, too, yeah.
I'm impressed with that stuff. It's great.
I guess you guys have seen how some of the boxes arrive here, so you know that better pat it right.
Box within a box.
Box in a box, yep, that's the way to do it. New Hampshire, is that where it's coming from?
You got a bag in the box.
Yeah.
Oop, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh my goodness. Now there's a beautiful dagger. Look at that army dagger. Wow. Never cleaned. Generic B fittings. I love daggers when they look like that, don't you? I mean, just
one looker, nice patina.
Oh, just really. It's early, or it wouldn't. That silvering wouldn't look that nice. Wow, that's pretty. Nice grip.
That eagle looks good too.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, it's the generic B Eagle is really good. Look at how precise the breast feathering is and all. That all had to be hand done, you know.
Yeah,
It just
really outstanding.
yeah, that's let's see who made this baby. Could be anybody because it's generic. But
Great
wow,
blade.
look at the blade. You ever see a better blade than that? It's just
Yeah, that's nice.
absolutely stone cold mint. Wow. Wow, it's a shuttle hopper.
How about that? Yeah.
Look
Nice
at that,
logo.
collectors. Boy, what a terrific army dagger. Who wouldn't want that in their collection? Wow. Oh my goodness. Absolutely beautiful. Not a flaw on it.
Yeah, it's a cracker. That's
Isn't
nice.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's mint.
If you just want one, that's it.
You know, you're right.
Get a set of hangers and a porta-pee on it.
Yeah,
and you really
or
got
some
something.
real early hangers to go with that, and
Mhm.
the scabbard too is fantastic. Look at the beautiful. Look how the oak leaves are all hand engraved and with the veins in them and all, and wow. There's no sign of any lifting or anything. All the look, there's even some frosting there.
No dings.
Yeah, no dings. No, that's you know, collectors. It's maybe worthwhile saying that. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of army daggers, I guess, but there's so few that rise to the top with the vintage, the condition, the way it's been kept and all. I mean, that dagger just. If you know anything about daggers, that you know that's the kind of thing. Even if you already have 20 army daggers, that's the kind of dagger you'd like to have.
I agree.
No, that is fantastic. And all the years I've been in this, and I still get kind of a thrill when I see a nice
Sure.
piece like that.
Yeah.
That's the best army dagger I've seen in quite a while here. I mean, that is really Schuttelhofer too.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that Schuttelhofer made anything that early on, but there it is. Wow. You like that piece, Bear?
Love it. I'd like to own it.
Yeah.
If it came into our shop, I'd be keeping it.
With this dagger.
Yeah, that is a keeper.
There you go.
Oh, that looks like an SMF miniature. Well, collectors, SMF made beautiful Luftwaffe miniatures, and that is. Let's turn this a little bit. Yeah. Beautiful orange grip. The scabbard is proper. Look at the grip wire, even how. And the grip is all celluloid on it too. Wow. All of the darkening is on the pebbling. So this, I doubt if this has opened many letters, if any. Boy, that's a nice piece.
And a lot of times they'll have it a company name on them too.
On the blade, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see whether this one does. Oh, the blade's not as nice as the outside. What is that? Just the S, blade's in backwards.
Yeah, SMF and DRGM, I'm saying.
Yeah.
No company
Well, it's
logo.
a little disappointing that the outside is stone mint and the blade is somebody with fingers again.
That's
and
it.
It's still a nice piece, though.
It is. Yeah.
Nice piece. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's it. There's one more at the back.
This is it.
Yeah. One more.
You all right back there, Michelle?
I'm perfect. Couldn't be better.
You have a drink or something?
I do. Thank you. Yeah.
You sure?
Yep. I'm good.
You seem too sober.
Well, I'm the designated driver, so I gotta be
Okay,
safe.
all right.
Can't have too many.
What you got there, Bear? Wehrmacht blanket?
Well, we got a Navy
Flower
bag or something here.
Flower bag
It's
or
actually Army.
Yeah, it's
Back.
Wehrmacht blanket.
Harrisverpflegung, which is Army supply. So
Was that in that box?
usually they
Yeah.
say,
It was?
It's a bag, though, right?
yeah, it's a
For-
bag. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's bag.
Put your
People
laundry in or
say
something, or
Wheat.
wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's on the other side?
Harrisverpflegung.
1941.
So that's Army supply dated 1941.
Is that what all this means?
Mhm.
Army supply?
These are relatively common too. In fact,
Yeah.
we just picked one up, 2 days ago
Yeah, yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. I've seen a few of those. But it's in pretty nice
It'd be
condition.
good if you were in a sack race. Yeah. I'll bring mine over next time. We'll go out for it.
I'm not going in
Yeah.
a sack race.
I'd like to
no,
see
no.
that.
Isn't that where you tie your leg together and all
No,
that?
that's
Or
a
is that
three-legged
different? I don't
race.
know. My parents never sent me to camp, so I don't know what that is.
All right, so this is the last piece. And there's a little story, if you want to read it, I can read about this wallet from the person who mailed it here.
Well, I like that.
So do you want to read that, what it says, or have Tom read it?
Was that a wallet or something? Or?
Yeah,
You gotta love this.
it's great.
He
stuff.
says, "This RAD wallet I bought from a kid with my ice cream money when I was in the 3rd grade in 1967."
Nobody could lie like that. It has to be true. So the kid had 20 cents for his ice cream cone, and he ran into a friend that had this, and he bought this instead of it. Now there's a collector.
That's right.
Wouldn't they? Why would a little kid not want his ice cream cone and rather have that? That's a real collector, I think. Anyhow,
So you have shoulder board insignia here,
is that what they are? Yeah.
and this too. And that's off of a Labor Corps. I guess it's off of the so-called Robin Hood cap.
So you think that was just an RADM that was his wallet, and some GI liberated it without the money and took the money and spent it on the ice cream cone probably.
Wait, there's a flap here. See anything in there?
I'd say that's worth a little more than an ice cream cone.
Want to open that, Barry?
Well, the kid was smart, but what kid would give up an ice cream cone for a hunk of leather?
Because it had a
A
swaz
true
on
collector-
it.
A true collector.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nice thing. I like that.
I do too.
Actually, I feel sorry for the RAD man that lost this.
Yeah.
He obviously had a lot of pride in this, in the organization he was with, and
Well, maybe he'll see the video and we'll send it to him.
if he's still alive, I'd be happy to send it to him. No charge. Well, that's nice. You know, the leather is still good on
Yeah,
it too.
it's
It's
not
all
bad at all,
supple,
yeah.
and that's a nice thing.
It is.
I like that. So that's all we have?
That's it, Tom.
2 daggers from Gettysburg if you want that.
Oh yeah.
What did Michelle say?
The 2 daggers you bought at Gettysburg.
Oh, yeah. May as well show them as long as we're going overtime here, which I'm sorry for.
There's
I think when we were at, Robbie and I were at Gettysburg this weekend, we had to do some business getting some ivory certificates. But this is quite an interesting piece. It's a Yugoslavian Air Force officer, and it has the Yugoslavian pilot's badge on the front. Good leather, you know, the propeller and so forth. But what's interesting, this is the absolute original knot that came with it. It's you know, if we had a knot like this and somebody said, what do you think this knot is? And nobody would know. I wouldn't know. But there you go. That's what it is. Look at the stuff in the bottom of it. No, it's been nice.
It resembles a Luftwaffe first model Dagger.
It very much does. And then on the back of it, which is kind of interesting, the original owner's name is there, as well as in Yugoslavian language, I guess what his rank was, and it's dated 1939.
Perfect.
I think it's a really a nice nice piece. I've had these before, but this is the nicest one I've ever seen.
First time you've seen the porta-piece before?
Yeah, first time, yeah. And I looked it up in the books, and the porta-piece is the same in the books too, so it's absolutely right. And then what's nice too, it has an etched blade, and this is the cipher of King Peter II, that was the king of Yugoslavia at that time. And then what's really cool, boom, it was made by Carl Acorn.
Wicked. That's
so
great.
it was an export to that. Isn't that nice? I think it looked like somebody stuck it into a tree and bent it a little bit, but it's still not too bad. But
that's great.
But I think that's a very interesting piece for all you Slavs out there. Get in the right way. I don't know. A lot of guys. What do you buy something like that for? Well, I like it, and I think there's interest.
Did the guy know what he had?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that always helps.
I bought it for almost nothing.
Did you?
Which is a shame. This I think is an incredible piece. As you can see, it's a chained NSKK, and look at the original paint on it. Got a few hits here and there. I always like to see the eyelets are the same size. If you see a smaller eyelet here, you got trouble. You want to see the same size. And the chain is not as deep as they usually are with the striking, but it's got all the characteristics we want to see. See the squared off top and the rounded part at the bottom.
Yeah, you're right. Why is that? That's
just I don't know, but then when you look on the back, it makes up for it all. It's an M5-8, which is an Asman chain with the NSKK Musterschutz, and it's a very heavy chain too, with no rust, which is really nice. And it has the Dagger has great cross guards, beautiful plating, and it's a mint blade.
Yep.
And it's a Horster Dagger, not the usual acorn you see. And chained NSKKs are getting really,
that's
really
a great
hard to
piece
find.
there. Yeah,
It's
I like
really
it.
and look at that thing. Isn't that beautiful? Who wouldn't want that in their collection?
I love the way the chain is marked on the back. And it's it's right as rain. And what you gotta, I've told you collectors before, you gotta look on these. You want to see the squared off tops on the links, and then they're rounded where the connectors go through. If they're not squared off, you got trouble. You know, that's right away trouble. It's also interesting too.
this chain, which is a little different anyhow, but it has a 33 stamp there. I have no idea what that means. I've never seen it before.
Where's that?
You see that there?
Look at that.
But this is a totally original piece, and in really, really nice condition. It's kind of got everything. I like it a lot. These the chained NSKKs have, for some reason, have not been with the same interest as, say, chained SS's. You know, they sell for a quarter of what a really nice chained SS. And they're rarer, much rarer than chained SS's are, and they're very, very important daggers. And I think if you want to have a nice collection,
gotta have one of those.
You have to have one of those. So that was at Ob and I went to a show in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and it's so great. You know, you ride through the battlefields with all the monuments and all, and you almost feel like the history is just, how can I go further? Why can't I stop and go through the battlefield? Oh no, you got to get to the damn show, you know. So we went there, and they have a rule there, which is they just put through where there's no Third Reich stuff allowed to be displayed. And
it's a shame. Yeah, really.
It really is a shame. Yeah. But this was under a table. Like I say, I had to go there to meet the man that certifies my ivory things as old and all that. So I was thankful to at least be able to find something.
Picked up a couple things. And I guess we could also mention that the Allentown show is coming up in 2 weeks.
For that. Yeah. The 10th, I think it is.
What is it,
12th
Michelle?
or
11th to 12th, Friday, Saturday,
Thank you for
Sunday.
that. Yeah.
It is the 13th and 14th, with dealer setup being on the 12th. Great show, and there's a lot of stuff to buy up there.
Well, they're great people
Yeah.
there too.
How about if we send a shout out to John Lawson?
That's what I was just going to say. John Lawson. I've been going to the Allentown shows since the early 70s, and it used to be run by a tyrant. You probably don't remember him, but and John has come in now and made the show literally collector and dealer friendly, and the amount of military that's coming in now is 100% due to John's efforts. You know, it's a gun show. It was formed as a gun show, and you know, the people that have antique guns and all in the 80s and all that, in the 90s, a lot of them were still World War II veterans.
Sure.
And, oh, we don't want this Nazi stuff in here, you know. And when I'd go there, they'd put me next to the men's room or something. And but today, a lot of those people are kind of passing on. So that show's been going on since 1960.
Yeah.
And so I think they're a little bit thankful.
Well, now the gun dealers, when they're buying gun collections, they're buying the German stuff too.
You're absolutely right. And thank goodness that John is tuned to that too. So that, sincerely guys, from my heart, if you're in the area, if it's a 2 or 3 hour drive or a 4 hour drive, whatever it is, I think it's worth it. Every time I go there, I always I love it.
Yeah, and, look up Forks of the Delaware.
Forks of the Delaware, yeah.
Gun show.
And it's very important that that these shows be supported. So on that note, Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom.
It
You're
was
the best.
so much fun. No, you're the best. And what are you doing back there, my bartender?
Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome. It's great to be
How
here.
many guys can have a private bartender? Thank you guys for coming, and I enjoyed it very much. And I'm sorry again for how long the video is, but that's just the way it is. Because we're just being people. It's not what we're doing. We're just, enjoying ourselves. And so you're stuck with all our conversations. I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoy it. And again, if I can help you with anything, if you have any questions, send me an email. And thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it.
Well done.
Happy July 4th, everybody.
Yeah, happy 4th of July.
Yeah, good, Ob. Thank you.